What's happening, guys? Welcome to Mr. Apolotion, the second Apolotion YouTube channel where I've never addressed the existence of this channel like ever on my main channel. But basically, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be posting a little bit of the lower effort content that I make. So, as you guys know, I absolutely value the crap out of the quality of my videos. And if I post something like this, where I just talk for 47 minutes and 18 seconds about how I feel about matchups, it kind of ruins the flow of my channel. And people are going to start saying, oh, what is this? Are you doing like fucking podcasts now? No, I'm not doing podcasts, but this is something that I wanted to get out there. I wanted to start to expose myself to more matchups because a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, Appo, when are you going to make a matchup chart for Greninja? When are you going to do this? And honestly, I'm a labber, which means that while I do understand Greninja in really in-depth detail and I know a lot about my character, I don't know exactly how every interaction in the game plays out. I don't know every character in this game. There's what, like 82 of them. So hopefully with this chart, I can expose myself to more matchups and say, all right, let me prioritize learning this one or this one. And I just wanted to give a brief explanation as to how I feel about them. So let's get into it. Starting off with Banjo. By the way, this is a live commentary. I fucking suck at these. Starting off with Banjo, I struggle, man. I don't know what it is. This character feels so awkward for me to combo. It's like if it was Bowser, if he was a heavy with like a larger hitbox, it would be so much easier for me to combo him. Wonder Wing, I can't react to that shit for some reason. Grenade eggs as well. Forward air, I don't know why. I struggle with a lot of the tools that Banjo has, and that's just a matchup that I really need to grind out. Bayonetta. Um, I'd say I generally do all right against Bayo. I think I'm chilling because Greninja has the tools to kind of play that laid back game, and a lot of Bayo's game is a mix up. Is she going to do the first hit of side B? Is she going to commit to the second? And Greninja can do quite a bit against that. You kind of just have to play around air dodge and bats within. But other than that, I think I'm doing fine. So it's definitely a matchup I need to grind out because Shadow PR is a Bayonetta player in my region, and I don't want to get destroyed by him and regret saying that. But yeah. Bowser. I feel so good in the Bowser matchup, man. Greninja gets to be Greninja. And on top of that, we have all this tech. We've got Nair loops. We've got no tumble. We've got fucking down air canceling with up B by baiting out that option. Greninja gets so much off of the Bowser matchup, whereas Bowser kind of has to like make some plays in order to win it. So that's how I feel. I feel really good about that one. Bowser Jr. I don't know this character. It's an uphill battle for me because of that. I've never grinded out that matchup compared to like the Falcon matchup or the Cloud matchup, you know, and because of that, I don't necessarily know what this character can do. So I feel like it's an uphill battle for me. Not to say that it's an uphill battle for Greninja, mind you. I just like I don't know this guy. So here's that. Byleth. Okay, I thought I went out of order. Byleth, I think I'm showing. Greninja has the movement attributes to get around Byleth. Recently, I played against Saberlink in Quarantainment, and I learned quite a bit by playing against him. I'm not the most comfortable in the matchup, but that being said, not being the most comfortable doesn't mean that I still can't make it work. I think that I could grind it out for maybe like a week, and I'd be like set to play against any Byleth ever. But that's how I feel. Falcon. I used to think I was pretty confident. It's either pretty confident or chilling because Falcon has some really good movement attributes to keep up with Greninja, and Greninja can't really be the most approaching character in this matchup. You kind of have to lay back, toss out shurikens, toss out forward air. I'd say it's at the very bottom of very pretty confident. That's how I feel. Definitely one that I've got to grind out because I feel like, again, with a week, any Captain Falcon player I do really well against. But as of now, moving versus Falcon is a little bit trickier for me. And whenever we get to Fox, you'll see I'll start to elaborate more so on why that is. Charizard. I'm going to be ranking Pokemon trainers Mons. I call them Mons, not Pokes or Pokemon. I'm going to be rating his Mons individually. I think Charizard, I'm generally chilling against, but I don't necessarily feel confident because Charizard is only out for like, what, 10% of the game. And because of that, you don't necessarily get the experience needed to grind out those interactions against Charizard. You don't know that Nair is safe on cross up if you crouch and dodge the second hit of up smash. There's some very like specific Charizard details and interactions that you kind of just like can't learn by playing the trainer matchup for a week, you know? So because of that, I'm gonna put Charizard and I'm chilling. Greninja can combo the crap out of him, which is awesome. But he's pretty fast. He knows how to close that gap. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Crom. I'd say Crom is in the chilling category. Greninja has some, substitute can kill Crom super early. But apart from that, this guy's neutral is like incredibly solid. So you have to be like on top of your neutral game plan to get around him. I would put myself in pretty confident because I play against Adam often enough, but I'm not like taking 90% of the games, for example. It's pretty 50-50 between me and him. I feel like if I put some dedicated attention into this matchup, I could definitely learn it a lot better, which is interesting because I feel super good against the Roy matchup, but against Crom specifically, I don't know. Something just isn't clicking. Cloud. Um, I think I'm chilling against Cloud. I've been grinding out this matchup for the past week now on the Midgar Cloud Discord server, and I've learned so much about edge guarding, about anti-cloud tech against up B, baiting out up B, punishing him, and I think there's definitely more work to be done by me because I have a habit of being very aerial based with my Greninja. I'm not all that grounded, and Cloud Nair just like shuts down a ton of Greninja's aerial approach options, other than a very well spaced forward air or a very well spaced back air. And because of that, I definitely need more work, but I think I'm chilling for now. If I learn how to play more grounded, which is something I really need to do with Greninja, I could see myself putting it in the pretty confident category. Corrin. Um, I'd say like the main issue with Corrin is that not many people play them. I know I play against Adam all the time, and Adam had a Corrin for a bit, and I did pretty well against it. But it's a very underrepresented character, and because of that, it's like kind of uphill. But I do have an understanding of what I want to do in the matchup, so because of that, I'm gonna put it in chilling. But there have been some Corns that have absolutely like blown me away. If you guys don't know who Nally is, super solid Corn player. I think he plays Pyra and Mithra now, but yeah, he completely destroyed me when I got my friendlies in. Diddy Kong. I'm pretty confident in the Diddy matchup. Like, uh, again, I'm very aerial based with my Greninja, and when you're in the air, Banana kind of just like doesn't confirm into much against you. You've got Banana forward air, which is like okay, and then Greninja just maneuvers the crap around Diddy Kong. I've had Diddy Kong players say like, "How are you able to play for so long without going into shield?" And I'm like, "Frog, that's it." But I'm pretty confident in the Diddy matchup. Um, yeah, a lot of Diddy's moves like forward air and neutral, it just goes right over Greninja if he buffers it. You can kind of expect it if he's gonna land with it, just dash away and with punish dash attack. I feel pretty confident in that matchup. All right, what else do we got? Let me skip over the echoes. DK. I think I'm chilling. Recently, DK was an uphill battle for me, and I found out that that's mainly because I prioritize damage more than I prioritize advantage, which means that I'm not necessarily keeping DK above me, and I'm kind of, going for those jab locks. I'm going for those drag downs. And if I do that, I can't exploit his most exploitable weakness, which is his very linear disadvantage. Frame 4 air dodge, heavyweight, not the best air mobility. And Greninja, with all those up airs, he gets a ton off of it. But It's definitely one I can grind out, but my main issue is that I'm very aggressive out of disadvantage as well, which means that that just gives DK those interactions that he needs to win to get a stock on Greninja. And I struggle with that. My disadvantage is hot garbage. So definitely one I could grind out, and I could see myself putting it in the confident, but I need a bit of time for that one. All right, Doc. Um, I think I'd still put it in like the very end of uphill battle. I grinded out the Dr. Mario matchup with someone, I already forgot his name, on the Doc Discord, and it helped out so much. But still, I personally struggle a bit with Mario because I'm not playing as laid back and forward air based as I should be. And Doc is just Mario with like strong moves. And because of that, I'm kind of losing a lot of interactions and I'm dying at 50. So I definitely think that edge guarding is something I also need to work on because a lot of the time I'll just like go back to ledge trap, I'll shoot out a hydro pump, and then I'll just like chill on ledge. So I think Doc is one that I still need a bit of dedicated attention to. Duck Hunt. I struggle so much with Duck Hunt, like you have no idea. Projectile characters in general, it's really rough for me, and Duck Hunt is the projectile character. There's so much going on in that matchup. My one saving grace is like down tilt up smash if I can manage to get in, but I personally struggle with Duck Hunt a lot. I can edge guard, but a lot of the time I'm not necessarily going for it because I'm scared for some reason. And just playing around those projectiles whenever there's like three different items on the screen, it's so tricky for me. It's one that I need to grind out, but I don't want to because he's a projectile character. I'm not gonna lie, he's probably my least favorite character to play against, but that's how it is. Falco, on the other hand, pretty confident. I've got the movement speed necessary to completely outmaneuver Falco. Um, I have Forder to deal with his lack of disjoints. I think Greninja does really well in the Falcon matchup, and I'm able to like abuse it so well. So that's how I feel about that one. Fox, no. I struggle with this dude. I've been in the Fox Discord for so long looking for Fox players and have not found a single one. This matchup is rough for me. Like, a lot of people say that Greninja wins the matchup, but it's so hard for me to do so because, like, fuck, he just moves at the same pace as me, and I don't have a shield to work with whenever he's approaching with dash attack, with punishing me with up smash and so on. It's definitely a matchup that I need to grind out, but no one fucking plays him apparently. So how am I gonna do that? But yeah, Ganon, unplug your controller, my guy. Greninja moves around Ganon so well, even more so than Bowser, because Ganon doesn't get as much off of hit. So we've got Hydro Pump Edge Guards, we've got back air to work with in this matchup. The only thing that Ganon has is like F Smash at 30. But if you just play your cards right as Greninja, you don't have to worry about that. Ditto. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Despite doing all those streams where I play against you Greninja players, I'm not a fan of the Ditto. I think it's super fucking annoying whenever I get dash attacked 700 times in a row, and I can't do anything about it because my out of shield game is awful. But I think I'm all right. I think I'm pretty confident about the Ditto because that's all I play on stream. But not a fan, but I'm confident in it. That's how I feel. All right. So Greninja starts with a G. Hero. That's an uphill battle for me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the difference between Kaboom and Sizzle. I don't know jack shit about Hero. I don't like him. Um, I recently learned that the fucking lightning tornado shit has super armor. That sucks. So whenever I see him trashing it, I just run in, and it's not that fun. His I think it's Forder where he like does a sword in front of him. It covers so much space, and it always manages to hit me for some reason. Accelerate means that I can't fight him for like 20 seconds whenever he has it, so I'm just running around hoping not to get hit. And It's definitely a matchup I gotta grind out, but I don't like it, man. Not a fan. Ices. Um, I'd say I struggle with Ices because where I go to college, we have a Smash scene, and there are like 3 Ice Climber players, and that's like 6 Ice Climbers that I have to worry about. It's like, holy crap, it sucks. Like, I understand that the matchup should be played very campy, like just keep them out of range, camp water shuriken. But so much stuff about Ice Climbers, it doesn't work on Ice Climbers specifically, where it does work on other characters. Like grab, for example. How am I supposed to grab like this character when I can grab Nana without realizing it? Go for an F throw to try to, fucking throw and hit Popo, but then the next thing you know, my F throw hitbox gets shielded and I get F smashed for it. There's like some very tedious things about this. And also Squall, the fucking side B shit. There's no end lag on that. How am I supposed to punish it? The hitbox is super good. And that's the move I struggle with mainly in this matchup. Also, one grab equals like 50% on Greninja. So I understand that I'm supposed to camp, but I'm just not a camper, man. If I had a playstyle more like Some as opposed to Leia or Venia, I think I could definitely be good at this matchup. But for now, I struggle with it, man. Ike. I'd say I'm alright against Ike. There are some Ike players that can do some insane stuff with Nair into up air. And I've played against some of them. Like Nair controls a ton of space and really limits how you're able to approach. So I can see myself struggling with it, but I'd say that I'm alright because Greninja can really beat Ike's disadvantage. Ike has side B to get back to stage, and if you just read that with Hydro Pump or even a down taunt, you can really mess with him. And of course, his recovery, similar to Crom's, where one counter just destroys it. But yeah, I'd say that I'm chilling against Ike for now until I have to play against a lead in bracket. Incineroar. I don't think this is quite an unplug your controller category. I think I'm fairly confident about it, but I'm not like super confident. Thing about Incineroar is that he has some pretty good moves, and his moves string into each other super well. One grab equals a quarter of your stock pretty much with down throw forward air or down throw back air. And while I do understand that keeping him at a range, kind of pushing my advantage, keeping him up in the air is really good, counter just gets me, man. Like, I'll just input one up air a little bit too late, and next thing you know, I'm getting forward smashed at 40 and dying for it. But I'd say it's definitely one that I can grind out and get up in this category, but there are some really good Incineroar players, man. That's just how I feel. Inkling. I'm chilling. I don't think that... I'd say this is probably one of Greninja's most even matchups. And Inkling doesn't have all that much to, like, beat Greninja with. Sure, they have aerials, but Greninja can whiff punish with dash attack. Their ledge trapping absolutely sucks against Greninja, by the way. I lab this. The only thing that hits us on ledge is like the first hit of their down tilt. And Greninja can really exploit that. I'd say it's a pretty even matchup. It goes very back and forth, but I haven't grinded it out enough to say like I'm very confident about it, So I'd say I'm chilling. I'm not necessarily expecting some crazy shit to come out from Inkling and not be ready for it. But I'd say I'm chilling. It's just a very fundamental character, and I think I'm doing all right. Plus, I have an Inkling, kind of. So, Isabelle. I don't necessarily know how Isabelle works. Recently, I thought that, I do well enough against Villager. I should do well enough against Isabelle. If you guys don't know who Quiz is, this guy is insane. I fucking struggle against Villager because of Quiz. So, like, because I struggle against Villager, I can see myself struggling against Iza. But I don't think I struggle nearly as much because I don't have to worry about bowling ball on ledge. I don't have to worry about fishing rod really because you see that come out, you just put yourself in shield and you're good. There's a lot of stuff about Isabel, like Lloyd, that's not even an option for her. So I don't have to worry about that in neutral. A lot of it is just forward air and back air. So I'd put her at the bottom of I'm chillin' tier. That's how I feel. Ivysaur, very confident. I'm very confident about the Ivysaur matchup. Ivysaur doesn't have the movement attributes to like work around Greninja. Down tilt up smash kills at 93, I believe. And yeah, Ivy just, while he can like maintain a range, Greninja just has the tools to get in. Or that's how I feel. I have the tools to get in. You know, sure they can try to cover that diagonal angle with forward air or back air or neutral, but if I just wait that out, that's enough unlike Purina whiff punish with dash attack. So I feel pretty good about the Ivy matchup. He doesn't have the movement attributes like Squirtle does to get around me, so I'm feeling good. Joker. Um, I'm fairly confident about Joker, but I wouldn't put it in pretty confident category. I put it at the top of I'm chillin' because Arsene I haven't necessarily learned how to deal with yet. I understand again. It goes back to that camping playstyle where you're supposed to just toss out shurikens, get damage to beat out Arsene. I'm just so rushed down base that I won't even react to Arsene and I'll die to down air up smash at like 70. You know, so I could definitely grind it out, but overall, I'm pretty confident about it. So I'd say there's little things that I could optimize in the matchup, but yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm not gonna get tilted compared to someone like fucking Dr. Mario or Bowser Jr. I'd rather fight Joker than Duck Hunt. We'll say that. All right, Puff. That's an uphill battle for me, man. So the way that you're supposed to play the Puff matchup is by camping with Shuriken, forward air, and back air. Those are the three main moves that you're supposed to use in this matchup. Again, I'm not a very good camper, so again, I played against Saber Link in bracket, and I just fucking killed his Puff at like 15%. Sorry, but I'm just not the best when it comes to using those three moves because whenever it comes to like getting a kill against Puff, forward air controls a lot of space, which means that like if I miss space my forward air because your feet are extended in front of you and your hitbox is closer to me than I expected because you extended your hitbox, I'm getting hit by that forward air. I'm getting edge guarded off stage. And yeah, there's just a lot of weird things. Plus, Puff is like in the air 24/7, which means that if you don't have a parry set up, down tilt up smash isn't gonna work because she's in the air. She avoids down tilt. How are you gonna get your kills? Just a lot of forward air from center stage, and the way that you're using forward air in this matchup, that move is gonna go stale insanely quickly. So I personally struggle with it. Definitely could grind it out, and I'd be much more confident in it. But for now, I struggle. All right, the new kid, Kazuya. By the way, it's Kazuya, not Kazuya. Banjo and Kazuya, nah. Kazuya. He doesn't have the movement attributes against Greninja, but when he gets in, he can make a lot out of a situation. But Greninja kind of runs circles around him, and I don't struggle with him personally. Like at this point, I don't struggle with Kazuya. So I'd say I'm chilling. Haven't grinded out the matchup, so who knows what would change versus like someone who knows what they're doing versus someone who plays on Elite Smash for 5 minutes. But I'm pretty confident that I'm pretty confident that I'm chilling. I know, combining two tiers. All right. Ken, Ryu Ken. I'm chilling in these matchups. There are some things that these characters can do, like control space or down tilt into anything against Greninja. But overall, we have the movement attributes to like get around it. I'm very movement based with my Greninja, as you might be able to tell by this matchup spread. So I do think that, you know, I do well against Ken, but there are some things that I could optimize because dealing with Hadu in neutral, having to jump over it, jumping into his shield, getting upbeat out of shield, Not fun. But yeah. DDD. I'm pretty confident. I grinded out this matchup with Key recently, and I am like not struggling as much as I thought I would. A lot of Greninja's shit just like reflects Gordo and sends it right back at him. And also like DDD's disadvantage isn't the best. He's got like jump mix ups, but if you just respect that and, you know, either run away, let him land, bait out the landing option, pivot grab or dash attack, or even just hydro pump while he's stalling his jumps, you can keep it in disadvantage for so long. So I feel pretty good about it. Link. Or no, we got Carol. Carol, I'm also pretty confident about. Same thing as DDD without the jumps, though. Nair, landing Nair, just pivot grab it. I'm pretty confident. You can keep him in disadvantage for a very long time. Crown isn't a problem because he's got so much end lag that you can just jump over it and Nair him. I believe I talked to Troix about this. Maybe his name is pronounced Tra, French guy. Forward air doesn't beat crown armor, but I'm not sure if it doesn't beat it on full hop or short hop. That's something to lab out, but I feel very solid about that matchup. All right. Kirby. I struggle with Kirby. This character is very short. The optimal way to play it is runaway shuriken again. Your fair timing needs to be like on point, and if you get grabbed, you're taking 50. And I get grabbed a lot. I'm not very good at playing anti-grab, so that's me. I'll eat 50 all day long, man. But my saving grace is that once he hits, what is it, 78% on Kirby, down tilt up smash. That's all I need. Same percent as Sheik. Is it 78 or 77? Wait, I think it might be 79 because Mewtwo is 78 because it sounds like Cerulean Cave 78. Maybe. I don't know. All right. What else we got? Link. I'm pretty confident against Link. Whenever I was learning Greninja in Smash 4, Link was like the perfect fucking character for me to practice my combos on because of the way that he felt. So I'd spend all day footstooling him. Link doesn't camp as hard compared to other characters like Duck Hunt or who else is there? Duck Hunt, Gunner, I guess, Samus. He doesn't necessarily have as much camping tools, but you know, whenever you win that interaction with Greninja, you get quite a bit off of it compared to whenever Link wins an interaction. He doesn't necessarily get 50%. You know, he puts you off stage and you have to worry about bomb setups, but he doesn't get as much off of those interactions. And I feel very comfortable with playing against him. All right, next up. Little Mac. I struggle with this one. Runaway Water Shuriken, don't get forward smashed. Maybe it's an offline thing or online thing, but anytime I see Little Mac in Elite Smash, I'm getting teabagged, man. that shit throws me off. I can't throw him off stage very well. Out of Shield is very strong against Little Mac, and Greninja doesn't necessarily have that. So it's a matchup that I would really need to like focus on from a Greninja based perspective compared to, you know, like a Cloud based perspective. Cloud has those disjoints to work with. He can back throw him off stage, edge guard, F smash at ledge. Doesn't have to worry about, or yeah, he does have to worry about being two framed, but someone like Charizard with his uppy snapping a ledge, whereas Greninja's like fucking upper body isn't in ledge, you know, he doesn't have to worry about it as much. But I struggle with this matchup because not many people play him. I used to play against Star Printer back in 4 days with his little mech, and I still struggle, man. I fucking counterpick Mario back throw flood off stage, but I struggle with Mac. Lucario, on the other hand, I'm pretty confident about. Again, he's a floaty, which means that I get to catch all of his landings with up tilt into up airs, and yeah, I get 50 off of interactions. He's like a really, really comfortable combo weight for me as well. His neutral is a little bit aura dependent, so if he doesn't have aura, that's fine. Um, I can just like rack him up to 88%, which is down tilt up smash percent on Lucario, and get a sock for it. So that's super solid. And he very rarely lives to 150 against Greninja because we have all those down tilt confirms. Down tilt up smash, down tilt forward air, down tilt shadow sneak on platforms. Greninja can kill super early, and Lucario's exploitable when you can do that. All right. Lucina. Very confident in this matchup. Hydro Pump just shuts her down, dude, and I love Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump is such a good move for Greninja, and so many people are sleeping on it. But she's a very air-based character. If you just read a jump, you can run up tilt her, get up air juggles going. Greninja just does so well against this character. Dash out of forward air range. She has to get a read in order to hit you. So I'm pretty confident about that matchup. I like it quite a bit. Luigi, on the other hand, oh boy. Again, I'm not very good at playing anti-grab or like controlling those burst ranges. So if I get grabbed once, I played against this Luigi player yesterday, and boy, like I got 0 to death in probably like 3 different times over the course of 15 minutes. But I'm just not the best when it comes to playing anti-grab. His fireball can shut down like area for Greninja with short hop fireball, and I haven't necessarily learned how to deal with it yet. I'd say that counter is a pretty good option, and I haven't necessarily had the time to apply my theories to the matchup. So definitely one I got to grind out. Mario, kind of in the same lane. I'm not the best at playing anti-grab, so while I am super good at juggling Mario because he doesn't have those disjoints to land with, Greninja can run up tilt. In Smash 4, by the way, we were depending on Foxtrot up tilts, Foxtrot into perfect pivot up tilt to catch Mario on his landing. In Ultimate, you just get dash up tilt. And what's his landing option? Nair? Up tilt beats it, and you just reset the juggle. But when it comes to, getting out of disadvantage or being grabbed once, it's really rough for me. And definitely one that I got to grind out, and I got to focus more from a patient mid-range perspective. So that's another one of those matchups that I personally struggle with. All right, next up. Lucas. Did I fucking forget Lucas? Dude, I don't know how to like spell. L comes before M. Lui, Luc. Yeah, I forgot. I personally struggle with Lucas. He's kind of like Ness, I guess, because they're from the same series. But PK Fire is just a little bit annoying for me. Whenever I'm at ledge, I get PK Fired or PK Freeze. He gets a lot off of grab as well, and again, I'm not very good at playing at that, like kind of anti-grab range, and Lucas kind of just wobbles my ass with that snake all day. So, oof, it's a little bit rough for me. All right, who do we got? Mega Man. This is also a rough matchup. I understand how to play around Pellet, but I'm not the most comfortable in doing so. I understand that back air beats it. You can get a lot off of it by just staying outside of pellet range, using water shuriken, full shuriken, because whenever he's pelleting, he's not dashing. He's committing to walking. And you can get a lot, but there are a few interactions that I haven't necessarily learned how to optimize against him. For example, Leaf Shield. Greninja can fucking down tilt up smash Mega Man out of Leaf Shield, but you have to be ready for it, and I'm never ready for it. So there are a few interactions where I can definitely see Greninja doing well, but I just haven't had the time to apply it yet. And Pellets just kind of shut down my aerial-based game plan, especially since they don't send you into tumble, and whenever you're trying to use back air against Mega Man, it turns you around, you get forward air doesn't come out, you panic, you put yourself into shield, next thing you know you're grabbed. Ugh. It's just a little bit rough. Meta Knight, on the other hand, I'm pretty damn confident about. I play against DxO, Passive X all the time, and he has a Meta Knight. Greninja kills Meta Knight with down tilt out smash at 80. Forward air is super solid. If you just DI out, get ready for a dash attack into up air ladders, into up B. Greninja can do a lot by just maneuvering around Meta Knight. Hydro Pump edge guards the crap out of him. if you're expecting him to do Mach Tornado at ledge, you can just tech it and from there just air dodge to stage. And if he like misses ledge, because he can't snap to ledge from that position, he has to go onto stage, and there's quite a bit of end lag, and that's a punish. Um, I think that I do really well in this matchup, and unfortunately, I don't come across enough Meta Knight players to like show that off. But I play against DxO. I'm pretty confident in how it works out. In friendlies, I've got a pretty good record against him. But when it comes to bracket, holy shit, he's been my demon for a while. All right, who else we got? Let me take a swig of water real quick. All right, Marth, I categorize as the same as Lucina, but you know, playing around that tipper range, not necessarily a problem for Greninja because he has the movement. I'd say I'm a little bit more comfortable against Lucina just because I play her more, but yeah. Mewtwo, unplug your controller. This character is so floaty. Greninja gets so much like drag down combos against him. His tail hitbox. I played against a Mewtwo player yesterday. I fucking jab locked him when he was laying down on the ground like this. I was here and I jabbed this way. I fucking jab locked his tail when he was behind me. Man, buff this character. I do think the character is slept on, but I'm just so comfortable against him. I think that if I grinded out the Mewtwo matchup for like 3 days even, that would probably be my most comfortable matchup with Greninja. Alright. Brawler. I think I'm alright against Brawler. I personally struggle a little bit with shot put whenever I'm off stage because I don't know the trajectory of it. I'm always forgetting it. But in general, forward air keeps him out. I have the movement to outmaneuver him. Down tilt up smash at, what is it? Gunner is, yeah, versus Brawler. Down tilt up smash kills at 89. It's Brawler 89, Swordy 91, and Gunner 93 because Swordy's a fat ass. And yeah, I feel all right against Brawler. I'm chilling, but just the fact that he's a me, yeah. I have my grievances. Gunner, on the other hand, oh boy. I played against Are You Okay in Quarantainment, and this is such a fucking awkward matchup. Like, I understood that Gunner's disadvantage is very bad, and Greninja can kind of just, like, you know, go out there, edge guard Gunner, you know, stay on stage, up tilt landings. All you have to do is watch out for those projectiles, and this character fucking... I hate projectiles, man. And ledge trapping with, what is it, the down B, the fucking grenade shit that explodes 700 times in your face. I don't like it, but that's how I feel about Gunner. Who's the next me? Swordy. Swordy I can get behind. I feel confident against Swordy. All you have to do is be wary of the reflector shit. And that's what you do. Before you start playing against a me, you ask, what are your customs? You're legally required to tell me, or else I'm taking your ass to court. So I think that learning how to play against those customs, super solid. Swordy doesn't have like the attributes to get in. He's got the fucking Chakram, or whatever it's called, the fucking ultimate frisbee disc. But Greninja doesn't really care about that. He can just jump. So I feel a lot more comfortable against Swordy than I do against Gunner. 91, down to the up smash. Alright. Where the fuck am I looking for? Okay, me. Mean. Okay. So Min, I struggle with a tiny bit. I understand that Greninja does have the attributes to get in, but I haven't necessarily learned how to like time my approaches against 2 arms, because depending on what, you know, I don't know what it's called, arm she's got equipped, what fucking hand she has, it really changes how you're able to approach. If she's got Dragon Laser, you gotta wait out for the stall, you gotta wait out for that second hit. If she's got Chakram, you can't necessarily approach from a short hop. If she's got Megawatt, grounded approaches are a lot harder to do. So I need to learn how to more so time my approach, but once I get in, Greninja can do really well by, beating tether recoveries, going out there, edge guarding with back air. There were a lot of things against Min though that I personally haven't had time to apply. I've never grinded out this matchup before, so if I grinded it out, I could see myself in chilling, but I just personally struggle with it. Game in W. I'd say I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Uppy out of shield from Game & Watch isn't nearly as bad of an issue for Greninja as you would think, because forward air, deals with it, and a lot of the time they like to do down air out of the Uppy, and from that you just whiff punish with dash attack or pivot grab or parry into counter, and I think Greninja does pretty good against Game & Watch, but it's definitely one that I should probably grind out. But again, no one fucking plays this character. Why is it that when I go into the Game & Watch Discord, half of the people there play Lucina? What? But being in disadvantage, I get juggled a lot by up here, and I need to find out how to deal with that. But again, I haven't had the time to grind out that matchup. So personally struggle with it a tiny bit, but generally I'm showing. Down tilt up smash 77, he dies super early. I think I'm all right. All right, who else we got? Mithra. Recently, I had Mithra in a matchup I struggle with. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine. She does have like the same movement attributes as Greninja in terms of a very good initial dash. I think she has the best initial dash in the game. Good ground speed, good air speed and such, but she's getting like what 20% from an interaction, whereas with Greninja you touch her once and you get 50. And a lot of her things are exploitable off stage. You've got her up B, which is linear. Her side B, just toss out a shuriken and you beat that entire move. A lot of the things from Mithra, Greninja has a tool to deal with, and thank God I grinded out that matchup recently, and I feel a lot more confident about it. I wouldn't put myself in pretty confident, but I could see myself as chilling. Ness. This is one that I've been focusing on a ton recently. I had this in the really struggle category, but thankfully I've played against a lot of Ness players online, like Special, for example. He grinded out that matchup for me for like 3 hours. Thank you. I played against Special. I got the experience against Kness. Sreewolf, I'm always playing against him as well. And I've got a lot of experience with Ness. Now it's just time to apply it. I do struggle with PK fire routes and platform pressure in general. So I think that's something that I need to work on, and it definitely applies in this matchup compared to like the Mega Man matchup, you're going to be pressuring Ness on platforms a lot more compared to Mega Man. So definitely something I got to work on. But I struggle with it a tiny bit because one PK fire, that just tilts me, man. And again, you're supposed to play anti-grab laid back with shuriken. So I can see myself struggling with it still, but I'm putting in the work to get better at it. So I'm not in the really struggle category anymore. All right. Who else we got? Pac-Man. I'm chilling. Recently, I met a Pac-Man player. Really cool guy on stream. I don't remember his name. But he was super, super solid with Pac. He was like moving around with hydrant collision boxes, like wave dashing with hydrant's collision box from one platform of town to the other one, and it was insane. But I'm doing fine in that matchup. Pac-Man, I'm not going to call him a gimmick character because I don't believe that anyone deserves that title, and I hate the term gimmick character. But once you understand his game plan, you can do so well against him. But plus, Greninja is arguably one of Pac-Man's worst matchups. Hydrant gets destroyed by forward air from Greninja. Greninja can Hydro Pump, Z-dropped fruit away. I don't know why they're called fruit when there's a fucking bell and a key in there. I'm not going to eat that. But you can Hydro Pump that away. Counter on Hydrant just targets Pac-Man for some reason and completely destroys him. So I'd say that Greninja does super well against Pac-Man, and because of that, I'm chilling. I don't need to worry about this matchup nearly as much compared to like the Fox matchup, which Greninja can arguably win, but it takes a much different approach compared to the Pac-Man one. Palutena, recently I had it and really struggle. I think I was like overestimating it, man. The problem I had, I feel, was that a lot of stray hits would catch me with Palutena. Like Mutual Air, for example, that would catch me and I just be in Nair for a while. But if you learn how to position yourself as you swing, your Nair beats out Palutena's Nair. You know, you've got dash attack to work with. You can whiff punish grounded options. Palutena does have the movement to keep up with Greninja, but it's not as good as like Fox keeping up with Greninja. So you can kind of find that sweet spot of range where you can be in this position, but she can't. And because of that, I think I'm generally all right. But again, how am I supposed to grind out this matchup and find out if no one plays her on the Palutena Discord? So, still waiting to meet a Palutena player, but I think I'm all right. Peach. Okay, so I would have this in the unplug your controller category because this is definitely like I understand this character so well compared to like even Mewtwo, right? I have a much better understanding of the matchup compared to her, but Peach can do a lot more compared to like Bowser or Ganon against Greninja, for example, right? So I understand that, you know, getting hit by one stray down tilt and neutral can cost me 60%, but that's fine. Like, I can just juggle her all day and get that percent deficit back. You know, I accidentally wrote like a fucking 7-page analysis of the Peach matchup and how I would go about playing it. I'd say that I'm very confident going into the Peach matchup because I understand how she's able to work. But I this is kind of a tricky spot to rank because the Peach matchup isn't necessarily as good for Greninja compared to the Bowser matchup, right? But I'm so fucking like I have the knowledge to apply everything I need to going into this matchup. So I want to put it in unplug your controller, but again, Peach has the stuff to like get in on Greninja and you know get what she needs to get going. But my understanding, I think I'm gonna put it in this category solely for the fact that I have such a good understanding of Peach, and that's the matchup like I play 24/7. I play against Adam, I play against Sai, I play against Mint Breezy. There's a few more others out there, but Kaskin, I believe. But yeah, I'm just very, very confident in this matchup. So there you go. Pichu, on the other hand, I'm not as confident against. So Pichu is Pika, but he dies at 69 compared to 80. I know, hilarious. From Down to Love Smash, by the way. And I grinded out the Pika matchup. I do think that I struggle in the Pika matchup a tiny bit, but I'm so much more confident now that I understand that Greninja, like, he doesn't have to worry about aerial approaches. He doesn't have to worry about grounded approaches. He doesn't have to worry about Thunder Jolt. I grinded out the matchup recently, and I learned a lot more by just applying, you know, information relayed from other people like Venya about it. And I haven't had the chance to apply it to Pichu yet, but I can see, like, why they would apply to Pichu by applying it to Pika. So I haven't necessarily had the time to grind out the Pichu matchup, but I have grinded out the Pika matchup for a bit. And I'm a lot more confident. So from experience, like before grinding out the Pika matchup, I put it in the really struggle, but now I put it in the uphill battle. So for Pichu, I put in the uphill battle, but a little bit more comfortable than Pika, considering that I can kill earlier and I don't have to worry about near loops all the time. You know? That's how I feel. Pika, same thing. I just told you. Like, just step back and you're good. You don't have to worry about landing forward air when you can just step back, whiff punish it with dash attack. You know? There are a lot of things that Pika can win against Greninja on paper, but Greninja just has the tools to outplay Pika in neutral. So that's how I feel. Definitely an uphill battle for me still, because I haven't grinded it out enough, but I can definitely see where I need to improve, and I wouldn't put in really struggle anymore. Alright. Ollie. I think I'm alright. I had the opportunity to play against Myron on stream, and I SD'd twice. But generally speaking, I think I'm doing all right against Olimar. So Nair gets Pikmin off of me for free. I also have counter to work with, which like if he's in range, that's a free hit for me pretty much because if you read the timing on Pikmin, pummeling you, you get a um, free counter, and you can hit him with that. So I think I'm generally chilling in the matchup. My problem mainly is with the projectile spam. I wouldn't say that it's enough to put it in an uphill battle, but I can afford to just go in over and over again because I'm not losing much by Pikmin getting attached to me. Once purple's out and I'm taking knockback from that, that's when it can become a problem. But generally speaking, I'd say that I have the tools to get in and I'm pretty comfortable. Piranha Plant, on the other hand, I cannot use aerials on this character because of neutral me. So this is definitely a matchup that I need to grind out personally because Patui just absolutely, kills me. I try to approach with any aerial whatsoever. I get hit by a neutral me. I try to dash attack him and the fucking Patui is up there. It lands on me and I lose the stock. So there's definitely things to optimize about this matchup. And yeah, I'd say I personally struggle with it. I wouldn't say I struggle with it as much as like Pika or Fox, but yeah, I still struggle. So gotta grind that one out. All right. Where's this guy? Pit. I'm pretty confident against Pit. Pit is a pretty honest character. I know I'm just gonna like reiterate what all 700 people that have ever talked about Pit are saying by saying he's an honest character, and Greninja isn't as honest of a character. So whenever down to love smash kills him at 90 and you're set, he has the tools to win neutral, but he's not getting as much off of those interactions. So I'm pretty confident about the matchup. Haven't grinded it out as I will openly admit. And Raze is absolutely insane with Pit, and he's a joy to watch play. But generally speaking, whenever I fight against a Pit player, I think I'm fine. All right. I'm gonna come back to trainer as a whole. Pyra though, I'd say I'm pretty confident against Pyra. The main things that I need to watch out for are landing neutral air out of disadvantage, which catches me quite often because of how large that hitbox is and how active it is. But other than that, in neutral, wait out Blazing End. If they go into shield, that's a grab. So I feel pretty confident about it. Greninja can, he has some movement attributes to completely maneuver around Pyra. Mithra is a little bit trickier, but I do think that I know how to play against Pyra a lot better. Richter, on the other hand, projectile character. Everything I've said about, me Gunner, Duck Hunt applies to Richter. Fuck, I can't remember his name. I really, I'm really sorry. But there was a Richter player who completely killed me at 20% in quarantainment. That wasn't fun. But yeah, good shit to him, man. But yeah. Richter, Simon as well, I guess, because Simon's like over here. I struggle with from the perspective of he's a projectile character. I get ledge trapped. I'm not very good at disadvantage in general. So I struggle with it. But once I get in, Greninja can do quite a bit. But definitely one I gotta grind out. Alright. Pyra and Mithra as a whole, I'd say I'm chilling for the reasons I explained. I'll just hold this off. Ridley. I personally struggle with Ridley. I don't know why. This character is like a big body, so I should be able to combo him super easily on paper, but Nair just like shuts me down. I can't dash attack because I get hit by Nair. I can't neutral air because I get hit by Nair. A lot of this character just like works against my personal playstyle, and that's something I need to grind out, Like on paper, Greninja has all the tools to beat this character, but personal matchups compared to like, I'm not going to say definitive matchups, but like generally accepted matchups, very different things. Greninja might like body the shit out of Charizard, but why is it that I struggle with him when it comes to dying to up smash or being hit by fly when edge guarding? But yeah, also side B, I can't mash for my life. You can grab me across the stage at 20%. I am not getting out of that. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Ridley matchup. Rob, I'd say that generally speaking, I'm chilling. But there have been a few Raw players that like absolutely shut me down with gyro plays in neutral, forward air, stuffing out my attempts, back air killing me, being edge guarded by side B. I think it's one I could grind out and definitely be a lot more confident about. But generally speaking, I'm chilling. I have the tools to, kill you and get a lot of damage off of interactions. Whereas Rob has to work a little bit harder than Greninja. But I think I'm chilling. I think I'm fine. Robin. Breezy has made me convinced that this is an uphill battle for me personally. Again, I'm very aerial based with my personal playstyle, and Levin Sword just absolutely shuts down all of Greninja's approach options. So whenever I try to, jump in with a neutral air, I get Levin Sword F smashed in the air, and I'm like, what other character has smash attacks in the air other than Robin? So definitely one I gotta grind out. But thankfully, Breezy has been giving me like a ton of fucking feedback, and he's the actual goat when it comes to this matchup. And I'm learning a lot about it. I don't think Germ plays in the Houston scene anymore, so I don't have to worry about it as much compared to like the Snake matchup, where 4 of our PGR players or PR players are snakes. But yeah, I'd say it's an uphill battle for me at this point, but I could definitely grind it out. I just need to learn how Robin plays a little bit better. All right, let me take another swig. Hey, Rosa, I'm chilling. Backer like completely kills Luma from half of the stage, and I'm using Backer so much already to the point where if you choose any neutral or any ledge get up option, Backer kills Luma. If I F throw you, that's a free Shadow Sneak that kills Luma. A lot of Greninja's kit just kills Luma. And my personal problem is like she's floaty to the point where I'm not necessarily used to it, and a lot of my combos don't link as well as they would on a fast faller character. Like, let me look at this list. Like I want to say Pyra, for example, right? Pyra, she falls fast enough to where a lot of my hits can link together really well. Mario, he's floaty enough to where, like, if I'm putting him in disadvantage, I get a lot of up air strings. But Rosa is so floaty to me, I'm just not used to it. So my combos aren't as optimized compared to those other characters. But generally speaking, in neutral and such, I think I'm pretty well off. All right. Roy, pretty confident. It's been a while since we talked about pretty confident. Back here completely shuts down Nair. Again, like when it comes to Crom, I struggle more against Crom than I do against Roy for some reason. Back air shuts down Roy's Nair approaches. Back air is so fucking good in this matchup, and I love it. You can just put him off stage. You can juggle him. You have to worry about up B out of shield armor, so you can't necessarily jab it by doing Nair on his shield. But I'm pretty confident in this matchup. When it comes to edge guarding him, Hydro Pump, I fucking love that move again. So we get all the Hydro Pump edge guards. A lot of Greninja's kit just links so well into each other against Roy. You get fair dash attack up smash. You can even do like water shuriken into fair dash attack back air for 60% against Roy. And it's pretty nutty. So yeah, a lot of Greninja's kit flows super well, and I'm very confident in this matchup. Not sure why Crom I'm not as confident, but yeah. Ryu I put with Ken on the same reasonings. Against Ryu though, like if he Tatsus, I guess, and you shield it, you can just ride it and F smash or lingering counter him. Not too much different. They play the same, generally speaking, in terms of like fighting them as Greninja. Not to say that they're the same character. Samus. So online, definitely an uphill battle, but in person, I realized not as much of an uphill battle. Like, I personally struggle with, edge guarding Samus whenever she's doing a lot of bombs because bombs interrupt me. Edge guarding in general is a little bit tricky with her Zair or up B mix ups. What else is there? whenever she's in disadvantage above me and I want to, hit up here, but I only get the first hit and trade with bomb, it's a little bit, offsetting. And of course, camping. I'm not the best at doing with camping. So she's got quite a bit going for her that I personally struggle with. But when it comes to an offline setting, I've realized I do a lot better. So that's just how I feel. Sephiroth, super confident about this. I play against Atomizer all the time. Super, super good Sephiroth player. And Greninja just has the tools to like beat this guy up. I feel Greninja's so short that like he has to pretty much frame perfect time a forward air or a back air in order to hit you. If he misses that, like first of all, he has to make sure that he's in range to connect that, and the range of his attacks is the same as like the burst range of Greninja. So if he whiffs, free punish. You get so much off of those interactions. Shadow Flare you can counter by recognizing that it goes off at the 3 o'clock position or 12 and 6, or just look at the fucking stopwatch at the top right, count 5 seconds, and then counter. A lot of Greninja's kit just works against Sephiroth, and I feel really good about it. Also, Water Shuriken is like insanely good in this matchup. So, all right, Sheik. I'm also very confident against Sheik. Sheik is also one of those fair characters, and Greninja doesn't care about that. She gets 20% off of an interaction. Greninja gets 50. I'm earning 2 times as much as you for, the same amount of effort. So I'd say that Greninja can do a lot better at Sheik or versus Sheik compared to what Sheik can do versus Greninja. So I'm pretty confident in that one. All right, next up, Xeno guy. So personally, I'm chilling against Shulk, but that being said, I haven't grinded out this matchup compared to other characters. On paper, I can definitely see how Greninja plays against Shulk, and I've applied it, fucking, this sounds awful. I've applied it in Elite Smash, but a lot of Shulk's kit, Greninja just has the tools to whiff punish. Back air has a ton of landing lag that Greninja can dash attack. Greninja can approach with Nair if Shulk's grounded at all. Rising aerials don't work versus grounded options from Greninja. Monado arts especially, like, this is something I thought about that was interesting recently. A lot of people say that Shulk is broken because he can get out of multi-hits with shield art. Greninja could do the same thing in Smash 4. Was he broken? No. A lot of what Shulk has counterplay, and I personally don't struggle with the matchup whenever I play against him. That being said, I haven't put as much time into playing against him as other characters. So things could change, but for now, I think I'm chilling. Snake. I need a lot of work in this matchup. Thankfully, I have been meeting a lot of Snake players online and through Discord, and I've been grinding out the matchup with them. Like, it's really hard to find those players. Again, you go into the Snake Discord, you end up playing against a Roy or like a Link. But yeah, thankfully I have been putting a lot of time into this matchup and I'm a lot more comfortable with it. But still, it's one of those matchups that I personally need to grind out for a little while. So that's just how I feel. Sonic, I'd say I struggle with. I wouldn't put it in very much so, but it's definitely uphill because that hit and run playstyle is so fucking annoying to me. And again, I have to play very laid back with Water Shuriken, wait out those approaches, maybe use Nair to try to intercept them, but even then, I'm only getting a forward air, and then it's just like reset that cycle. What am I risking by going for that Nair? A little bit, but that's how I feel. Uphill battle for me. Not necessarily for Greninja because Venya makes it like easy consistently, but for me personally. Squirtle, I think I'm Chon. I grinded out this matchup with Andre. Thank you, Andre, because I've struggled with Squirtle for quite a bit. I realized that a lot of what Squirtle has against Greninja just isn't true. When it comes to movement, Greninja just like fucking outmaneuvers Squirtle. I think I realized someone in the Pokemon Trainer Discord, whenever I was playing those games against Andre, said something like Squirtle is the illusion of movement, which he really is. He doesn't have the best movement options. Sure, he can run up to, but what's he gonna do? F tilt grab. Like he doesn't have the best burst options compared to someone like Greninja. So also whenever he F tilts you, you can just jab out of that because F tilt into grab isn't true against Greninja. So yeah. There was also that Squirtle player who was like what fucking ninth seed, and I F smashed and killed him at 40. My bad. But yeah, I think Greninja can do quite a bit against Squirtle, and generally speaking, I'm chilling. I thought I struggled. I don't. All right, who else we got? Steve. This is a matchup I haven't grinded out at all. I know a lot of Steve players like Mirai and some other guys, but I haven't had the time to grind out this matchup because blocks just completely change how you're supposed to play the game. I've had times where I'm like, okay, cool, blocks. I'm supposed to run up to it, break it, so that way I don't jump over Steve and get up smashed, right? Next thing you know, I'm getting F smashed through the blocks. Sweets, that's another good, very fucking Steve player I know. But by the way, check out Sweets. He has some amazing Steve content. But yeah, like Steve, I don't struggle with nearly as much. Or no, I struggle with quite a bit compared to other characters because he just plays so differently. I understand that Rushdown is a very solid way to play this game, or against Steve, but Anvil and disadvantage, you have to be very wary about that. Neutral with minecart, you can't counter it because it grabs you. There are a lot of things that are Steve specific that you have to learn against Steve specifically, you know? So because of that, I struggle with it. But interestingly enough, I played against another Steve player here offline, did completely fine. It felt like a completely different game. I don't know why. But anyways, maybe he was bad. I don't want to say he was bad. He was a pretty good Steve player. But yeah, that's one of those matchups. All right, Terry. I personally struggle with Terry a tiny bit. Um, a lot of what Terry has kind of like controls space and gets conversions off of me. Star Printer said this himself. He feels so easy to play. Just jab, jab, power dunk. He gets a few interactions, and that's all he needs to take a stock off of you. Jab, jab, side B to kill. Jab, jab, power dunk to rack up damage. You're good. So a lot of Terry's kit, he kind of just tilts me, personally. Not to say that Greninja doesn't have the tools to beat Terry, because I've seen JW go absolutely ham on riddles before. But yeah, I just haven't necessarily learned it. Thank God I fucking learned how to like play against him a bit in bracket and quarantainment because that would have ended my run like incredibly early. But hey, that's what it is. All right, next up, where the fuck are we? Toon Link. Um, generally speaking, I'd say I'm chilling, but like lower end of chilling. I played against a Toon Link player in bracket who is absolutely amazing. I got a total of 8 games against him. So we met in winners, went to game 3, and then we met in losers, went to game 5. And holy fuck, that was a mentally exhausting match. That was probably the most mentally exhausting match I've had. But beating him, I managed to get to 4th place, and then from there I got to 3rd. And in quarantainment, what was it, 68 at 3rd place. And yeah, I'd say that again, projectile character, I struggle a tiny bit when it comes to projectiles, but I think I'm generally fine, you know, against Toon Link at least. At the very least, he can mix it up by going very aggro with his movement, but Greninja doesn't have to worry about that. He can just outpace him. So, anyways, Villy, I struggle with. Quiz is a very good villager. I used to think I was chilling, I believe, and now, like, no. So, the thing about villager, bowling ball edge guards are, like, a real problem for Greninja. Even whenever you mix up your Hydro Pump angles, if you're not, like, spot on with your positioning, he can just catch you at the top of Hydro Pump because your ledge grab range is pretty bad. Whenever you head bonk, bowling ball still catches you because you're riding in on the stage and intercept it. a lot of what Quiz has done against me is a lot of forward air and back air. While counter does beat Lloyd, it doesn't beat it from a range, you know? Like, the counter range is 4.5 training mode blocks. And whenever I'm not in that range and I counter Lloyd, I don't get nearly as much off of that interaction compared to if he's right next to me, you know? That's a free kill. But a lot of what Quiz does is use Lloyd from a range, and I have to respect it from a range. He's just spamming forward air and back air, and I can't get in. So definitely one I gotta grind out because Quiz is a super, super good player. And unfortunately, I haven't learned the matchup yet. Wario. Generally speaking, I feel comfortable against Wario, but I haven't played against that many like, you know, dedicated Wario players. I've run across. I'm gonna be honest with you guys straight up. I've run across a lot of these characters through Elite Smash, and that's where a lot of what I'm writing here comes from. But against Wario, I don't necessarily feel bad. Like Wario doesn't like going for up air into waft against Greninja because Greninja is so short, and that's a really big commitment for Wario. And he can just whiff punish with dash attack. Greninja's got the forward air. He's really good at playing that mid range to keep him out. Greninja can edge guard with back air. Bike isn't immune to back air, by the way. So I generally feel comfortable. A lot of what I'm doing flows really well against Wario compared to other characters like I don't fucking know Isabelle. So I'd say I'm pretty comfortable in the matchup. And waft isn't that big of a deal for me because you know down air into waft isn't a setup anymore. Up tilt into waft is barely a setup. Greninja doesn't have to worry about too much whenever he's moving around and controlling the pace of the game. All right. Wii Fit. I don't really know this character. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'd say that I struggle a tiny bit. I played against some players through Anther's Ladder who play Wii Fit, and they did really well. She's very interesting because she's not necessarily a campy character, but she plays as a campy character. Like, you see her kit, and you're like, okay, at the very least, it's not me gunner, right? And then she still camps on you. So I'd say I struggle a bit, but generally, a lot of what I have, you know, flows really well against her. So she's very awkward to keep in the air because of how skinny she is and how like little hurt box there is on her. But I feel okay. I'm gonna say that. Wolf, I struggle a bit. Um, I used to think I was chilling, but I struggle a little bit with Wolf. For some reason, I always put myself right at ledge whenever he side Bs and I get edge guarded. In neutral, I don't do all that bad, but you know, he keeps me in disadvantage forever with his up air, with his up smash, with his up tilt, and a lot of what I'm doing, I have to work for harder against Wolf. So, me personally, I struggle against that. I'm trying to go through this a little bit quickly because my voice is like gonna be completely gone for the rest of the day. Yoshi, still, I still hard struggle with for Yoshi. Oh man, Yoshi double jumps out of everything, and because of that, you know, Greninja can't necessarily do down tilt up smash because up smash one, the first hit of up smash doesn't break that double jump armor. What else is there? Down tilt into forward air doesn't work as well as you would think because Yoshi double jump armors and he lands in place. And if you try to like follow up, you can just go into shield and whiff punish your F smash or down tilt attempt. And a lot of nair stuff as well. I haven't necessarily learned how to use forward air yet. My forward air spacing was really good for a very long time, but something happened and my forward air game is just off recently. So against Yoshi, I really need to learn how to space forward air. I also need to learn how to space grounded F tilt and down tilt because that's safe against Yoshi's shield if you do it just right. I haven't learned how to do that yet, so I'm taking a lot of whiff punishes from forward air. And once Yoshi gets you in the air, he can keep going with those up air. Like one F tilt into two up airs into the air, you're taking quite a bit. And also, edge guarding Yoshi isn't the easiest thing because back air isn't known for having the most knockback, so he can just double jump out of the first two hits of back air. And because of that, he's already on stage whenever you try edge guarding him. So a lot of Yoshi stuff just like Greninja can't necessarily do. So that's how I feel. Young Link. I feel a lot more comfortable against Young Link than I do against Toon Link. Young Link, okay, here's how I remember this. 86% for down tilt up smash. Toon Link, 2% after 86. So Toon Link dies at 88%. Whereas Young Link dies at 86. But against Young Link, he's moving a lot more, I'd say. And once Greninja gets in, he has the tools to stay in. If I remember correctly, his uppy out of shield isn't as fast as Toon Link's. So Greninja doesn't necessarily have to worry about it as much. You can do near into jab, I believe, in time. And yeah, he just feels very, very comfortable for me to, whiff punish or get in against. Because Boomerang, if it's coming back to you, shoutouts to Boomerang Cartoon Network, you can counter that shit and get a free opening. But I feel a lot more comfortable against Young Link compared to Toon Link, for example. Zelda. I struggle with Zelda a tiny bit. Probably because of Uppy. And probably because of Nairu's love. But it might be an online thing. I struggle with Zelda, but I see how Greninja is able to like completely destroy her. It's a matchup that I haven't grinded out. I should grind out. Do I want to grind it out? Not really. Who wants to play against a Wi-Fi Zelda? But Phantom Knight on stage is a little bit annoying whenever, you try doing a grounded approach, he just fucking scoops you. You try doing an aerial approach, he scoops you. It's a very annoying matchup for me personally, and I'd say I struggle with it a tiny bit because of that. ZSS, completely fine. I don't know why I had her in really struggle when I made my first matchup chart, but I'm completely fine against her. Like, I found out that, what was his name? It wasn't Steph because, or was it Steph? Yeah, it was Steph. I played against Steph, who's a ZSS player from, I believe, Dallas, Fort Worth. Super chill guy, by the way. Super fucking chill guy. Completely helpful. Absolutely helped my ass, like, grind out this matchup for, 4 hours? Super cool guy. I really appreciate him. He bans triplats against Greninja, which is weird because that's ZSS's best stage. So if she's banning her best stage against Greninja, what else does she have on Greninja? I love this matchup in Smash 4 because half of ZSS's kill options were multi-hits and Greninja could Shadow Sneak out. We can't necessarily do that, but that being said, we have such a good whiff punish tool against ZSS. The way I see it, ZSS doesn't really play neutral. She plays advantage and disadvantage. Her neutral is very telegraphed, right? She's got grabs and such. She's got grabs, she's got nair, short hop approaches. A lot of what Greninja has just beats that out. He can low profile so many of her aerials and just get away with it. So I'm chilling. I don't know what I was stressing about, but I'm doing so much better in this matchup because I played against Steph. So thank you, man. All right, the final one, I believe, right? Trainer. Pokemon Trainer as a whole, I'm chilling. It's weird because I'm more confident about playing against Ivysaur than I am against Charizard, but I'm chilling against Trainer in general. For the reasons I stated, there's 3 of them, but as long as you're not playing Charizard 90% of the game, I think I'm chilling. But how far? An hour and 18, what did I say? 47 minutes and 18 seconds? But yeah. Anyways, this is my chart. This is the matchups that I personally struggle with, or, whatever this is. And yeah, if you guys wanted my insight on this, there we go. Who knows? Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. Maybe I'm going to make a series where I tackle some of these matchups, talking about, my thoughts on paper before I go into them, go into the training room, talk about how I feel that it should be played, and then play those matchups, give insight on what I'm learning as I'm doing so, the questions I'm asking on Discord, and so on. And then at the end of it, go back into training and give a little bit of a highlight of things I learned and things I got wrong when I was originally talking about it. So who knows? Maybe that'd be something interesting you guys are down to watch. I've been a lot more interested in playing Smash as a competitor recently, so sounds like something I'd have fun making. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed my insights. My voice is completely gone, and I know it's going to be gone for the rest of the day. I'm not used to doing an hour and 20-minute live commentaries. Hopefully you guys enjoy though, and hopefully this file isn't fucking corrupted on my PC. But yeah, if you guys loved hearing Apolotion talk for an hour and 20 minutes, there you go. Here's your ASMR. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Hold in all that fancy shit, and catch you later. Adios.